So first of all, I would like to welcome the newest member of the Wildlife of Wayne crew. This is Ellie, and she is already contributing to the channel with our first species. Centinelcephalidus canis is the genus and species, I think, of that flea. I just typed in dog flea and it popped up. So the flea is bad because they can spread the Diphenilium cananeum. It's a double-pored tapeworm. So far I don't see anything at the pond. Oh, there's a duck. Man. So the first species is a wood duck. Aix spinosa is the genus and species. Very beautiful birds, especially the males. But that's with every bird. The male looks beautiful. They almost went extinct in the early 1900s as well. And some interesting stuff can happen whenever a species is on the verge of extinction. You lose a lot of genetics. It's called genetic bottleneck, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. So back in the day, museums, whenever they heard a species is almost extinct, they would pay people to go out and catch them that species so they could have a stuffed version of it in their museum, which was, you know, horrible because you're killing endangered species. So thank God we've changed a little bit since then. Yeah, so that was just the American tree sparrow. Spizella arborea is the genus and species. Passerinidae is the order, or that's the family. So that was a white-throated tree sparrow. Zonotrichilla albicollis is the genus and species. Whew, that was a rough one. It's a pretty cool species. There's a white crown sparrow, or black crown sparrow. There's another sparrow that looks very similar to them. The only difference is the stripes on the head look a little different, and it has that yellow right in front of the beak. Really, really beautiful bird, as with every other bird. There is, I think, an eastern bluebird. So this bird doesn't look too familiar to me, so it may possibly be a new species for me, which is awesome. Cool. So that was the Cilia scialis, or the eastern bluebird. If you notice, they look very different than the two I showed you. And in one of the videos, I even said this may be a new species. It wasn't. It was a female. The males and females look a lot different in some species. And this is one of them. Really, really, it's called sexual dimorphism, by the way, in case you wanted to know. But the eastern bluebird, they are the state bird of Missouri and New York. And something else about the eastern bluebird is their diet is actually, they eat small reptiles and amphibians. They can eat snakes, like little snakes, which is pretty cool. It's an eastern towie. Seen one on the last episode. there is another one. They're so good at hiding in the brush, you know. So that was the Papilio-erythriothalmus, I think is the genus and species. It's also, I mean, otherwise known as the eastern towhee. We seen one on the first video, and I gave you some information about the just now became a species in the mid-90s. He was split from the Rufous towhee. There's a bird up. Not sure what species this is, but I figured I'd get a camera on him, see if I can get a good picture of him too. Check him out. Oh. So that was a Junco hemialis. I actually seen these for the first time out in Washington, and he had a very, very black head in Washington, which they could here too, I guess. I don't know. It is a dark-eyed Junico. Very cool species. Which I would say very cool species with every bird I see. It's another white-breasted nuthatch, I think. Cool. So that was a Sitta carolensis. That was a white-breasted nuthatch. Again, we seen one last week, but this time we got to see him drum a little bit, and actually got to see him turn around and take a Oh, something else that's really cool about the nuthatches. They can like flutter their wings and make themselves sound really loud to kind of fend off predators, I guess. It's just a defense mechanism. So that was the Melospiza melodea, or the song sparrow. Probably my favorite species of sparrow. They got the highest population, and they're the most adaptable species of sparrow. Maybe a bird. So that was a female northern cardinal, and I actually got a good video of one that will be on episode 3. So if you want to see a good video of a female cardinal, it will be on there. It's another good example of sexual dimorphism. It's the state bird for 7 states. Let's see if I can name them. Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina, and there was one more. So I got 6. If you guys know what it is, let me know. I am from Kentucky. It is our state bird. Let's see, there's something else I wanted to say about them too. Oh, okay. So this is a really unique songbird because I didn't know this until I read it. Females actually sing with the males, and it's like a lot of birds are monogamous. They mate for life. But like the eastern bluebird, they only mate for the season. So the mating season, they find one mate and mate with them for the whole year. But northern cardinals actually mate until one of their partners dies, and then they'll move on, I guess. downy woodpecker. You can tell the difference between the downy and the hairy, because the downy's got a little smaller. Okay, so that's a downy woodpecker. Picadius pubescens is the genus and species. Seen one last week. Really cool. Again, they're the most. Actually, I read that they're the most common woodpecker. And again, they look like the hairy woodpecker. Bigger. The hairy woodpecker is just bigger. Got a bigger beak, bigger tail feathers, and it's just bigger in size. There's a good picture. Just type in hairy woodpecker versus downy woodpecker, and there's a picture of just them together on a feeder, and you could just tell the differences. The bigger one is a hairy woodpecker. This is a Carolina chickadee. I think I got a photo of him already. I think it's a Carolina chickadee. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Oh. So that's the Postile carolinensis, or the Carolina chickadee. Really cool bird. Something that is really cool is they can induce a state of hypothermia by lowering their body temperature. It is called torpor or something like that. My penmanship isn't very good. Yeah, so if you noticed and seen that bird fly out of the bushes there, and then you see the bird flying on my camera, I didn't get a good photo of it. I wish I did, but I didn't. It's really, really cool. I thought it was a tufted titmouse, but I don't think it is. The tail feathers got that black stripe in them. If you guys can identify it just from the tail feathers, leave a comment. I'll check it out. Of the ground birds, or eastern tally. So that was the Tomiastratius. That was a eastern chipmunk. You probably couldn't see it because I couldn't see it in the video, but I know it was there. I remember seeing it walking through the cracks, and I was hoping my body cam would have caught it, but I didn't see it. If you guys see it, then cool. I will also put a picture up right here. Yeah, that was in 2012. I went on a hike and actually hand caught the chipmunk, but pretty cool. So that's the Cyanocita aristitata, or the blue jay. Really cool species, and the reason I saved it for last is because I got a lot of information on it. The mimic sounds. There's a video or an audio file on Cornell's All About Birds website. If you want to start birding, I highly recommend you to go to Cornell. They have quizzes. They got audio files of the calls. They got great pictures. Just helps you identify, and a really good guide too. But anyways, they got an audio file on the blue jay of it mimicking a red-tailed hawk, which is really cool. Most corvids can mimic, like ravens and crows. They can actually, or parrots, they can talk. They are sexually dimorphic. I got a picture of a male and a female. If you didn't notice, the females are look whiter and a little more gray. Something else that's cool about them, they mate for life. Like the cardinal, they'll mate until their partner dies. Something else that's really cool about blue jays is that they actually hold funerals for their fallen friends. Blue jays will mourn the loss of dead other blue jays.